Hi everybody, this is Salam. Today is Monday, July 26th. It is extremely hot. I'm just driving my daughter back from daycare, and yeah, had quite a weekend. For those that know, I run a weekly program in my native language, Amharic, to educate folks in my community about COVID and COVID-related resources. And it's kind of like a talk show / like a resource kind of thing. But it really feels like I'm sort of like the producer, the marketing, the host, and I do have volunteers that like help out a lot, but still in the end it's sort of like my responsibility to put on this thing week by week. And I believe we just had our 17 weeks straight, like every Sunday we've had 17 consecutive Sundays that we've held this since pretty much the very beginning of sort of the pandemic in March. So yeah, it's definitely a lot. It takes at least, it takes a long time, a lot of time to put together every week. And at the same time, it's really rewarding because the people that come, they really count on us to provide this resource and information to them. There are not a lot of other resources or places for them to get this information in a way that's in their native language, in using context that they understand, culturally relevant, really built for them in mind as an audience. But when you're doing something like that that's highly tailored, it does take a lot of time and energy and a lot of skill set to put together something that's not repetitive but is also conveying relevant information. Usually runs for 2 hours, and 2 hours is a long time to fill with content, and it isn't that we are necessarily interested in making a long program, but it just happens to be that we really want to make sure that people have the opportunity to ask questions. So a lot of the time when people ask questions, it just sort of tends to go longer, which is generally a very good thing, and so we're happy about that. And so Mondays, which today's Monday, I feel like Mondays I'm actually very tired because I spent most of my day on Sunday either preparing for this program and then running the program, and usually starting a little bit of an outline for next week because I want to write fresh on my mind if there are any themes or questions that we need to explore next week, right? So Mondays I'm totally exhausted, and there were a couple of important meetings at work today, so I feel very exhausted. Plus the heat is just it's really suffocating. I live in Seattle where many of us don't have AC, and where I was working today there was no AC, so I was just sweating and so tired and just a mess. So I'm just blasting the AC in my inside of my car right now, which is what you're hearing. So I just that's my Monday. And one more thing I wanted to say: thank you everybody who has messaged me on Facebook or Instagram or commented on those social media, just letting me know about the first couple of podcast episodes that I put out, what you guys thought of it, what you liked. Some of you even texted me. A couple of my friends did that saw it, and I'm just so grateful that you guys gave it a chance, listened, and then gave me the feedback. And they were really, really thoughtful feedback. I got a couple of feedback from Black moms that I know on Facebook, and I was just so excited about hearing from them because that's sort of the main audience I'm writing or talking to. So I was just really happy. And it's new and it's small, and it's just something that I'm just starting to do. So it will, I'm sure, grow and change and be a good experience overall for me. So I'm excited about that journey of learning how to tell my story well, and meeting people and having conversations and learning with you guys, and sharing what I know with you guys as well. So very excited about that. And yeah, and I love my podcast art that was done by this woman, Alyssa. I actually met her via Instagram. Someone else that I know who's also a Black woman who actually went to grad school with me, she has a podcast, and she had her, she tagged her, this woman who does illustration, because she had done some illustration for my friend. And so I saw that and I was like, oh my god, like these look beautiful. And then I contacted her, and she did illustration for a photo for me. And then after that, I just asked her if she'd be willing to like create a poster for my podcast, and she was like yes, and she came with like such great ideas. And then we like went back and forth. I gave her a couple of feedback, and then she came back with even better. And then I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I'll talk a little bit more about the art itself on another episode maybe, but what I love about it is that it's like it centers a black mom, and it isn't only about the baby. It's not about the career. It's not about this and this and marriage or whatever. All those things are of course very important, but in the end of the day, right, like we have to center ourselves, and we are not one thing. We're not just the mom, just a career person or a community advocate or whatever. We are all of those things, and we are good enough, and we are well enough just with who we are. And so it just really captured my hope for this podcast, and like really at the heart of it what this podcast is about. So I was just like hell excited. I was so happy. I was like, thank you so much. Yeah, she's great. So I'll try to link her Instagram account into this podcast. So if you all have a photo that you wanted illustrated, it's pretty cool actually. I mean, you can use it for like marketing materials, things like that. Oh, what's wrong, Abim? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope you guys do well. Please stay hydrated because it is so hot. And drink your water and rest and all of those things, because yeah, it's the sun is not playing. And yeah, so great talking to you guys, and talk with you guys pretty soon. All right, bye.